So I'd like to really start this day off in a beautiful way. Seeing a beautiful city behind us. So I want to start trying to bring good into the world by us doing what we need to do, which is to fix ourselves. I just came out of a great shiur, Daf Yomi, which if you're not Jewish, basically it's a daily learning portion covering over a vast amount of Jewish law and Jewish history and a lot of Jewish writings that span thousands and thousands of years. We've come out today and I'd like to start with a simple lesson that I'm hopefully going to be posting on a few different platforms. We got to really help each other to lift the world up and lift ourselves up. The first thing I would like to bring up is that we're all in this world together. We're one world. Truth is, there's different communities, there's different countries, there's different people, but the truth is that everyone's got the same basic needs. And one of those basic needs is respect. Everyone needs to be treated with respect on some level. What we find is that there's a lot of mudslinging and especially now a lot of backstabbing. Everyone's going into their own corner, whether you're religious or not, whatever community you're part of. I remember growing up in a different world where there was a togetherness. There was this love between groups that existed that just doesn't exist anymore. But what happens is that if somebody has something negative about them, people run to hear that. It's like, did you hear what happened to Dave? Oh yeah, Dave, did you hear? And everyone's suddenly talking about it. So I want to teach a lesson over here, a quick one. That if you speak negatively and accept gossip, or you spread gossip about your friend, your neighbor, what God does is He looks into your bank account of merits, of all the kindness that you did. Let's say you helped an old lady take her groceries across the street once. Well, that's a kind deed. And according to Jewish thought and according to the Jewish way of learning, that means that there's some special spiritual bank account that eventually in your life it's kind of like your car needs extra gas. It puts gas into your overall life. It gives you the ability to live. It gives you life force. And then once we leave this world, we go into an eternal world, a better world than this is a physical world. We go to a spiritual world. And in that spiritual world, you have your spiritual bank account. Well, what I want to say very clearly is if you went out of your way to speak negatively about someone else and accept bad reports about people, and you did investigate it, nonetheless, you speak the gossip, you accept the gossip, that person you spoke about, that person that you thought is going to be the, hey, did you hear about this guy? Hey, did you hear what happened over here? Hey, did you hear what happened to that family over there? Oh yeah, I heard the husband and wife fighting all night last night. Yeah, oh this, blah, 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 blah. You know what happens? God takes all of your good deeds, everything that you've done. Okay, God takes that away from you and gives it to that person. So I want to say on a personal level, I went through some traumas. I've mentioned some stuff. And I know other people have gone through various traumas as well. And you know what? I just want to say thank you very much. Thank you very much to those people who thought to speak gossip, to go, hey, did you hear about Shlomo? Hey, did you hear about Steve? Hey, did you hear what happened to Shimon? Hey, did you hear about to Elisa? Did you hear what happened to Shira? Do you know what you've done? You have emptied out your spiritual bank account, the accumulation of your mitzvot, of your kind deeds, of all the nice stuff that you've done. You've emptied it out and now you've given it to the other person. So I want to say a big thank you very much to whoever those people were, that for me at least, that you decided to talk badly about me. Hey, Shlomo this, Shlomo that. And there can't be that many. But this is part of life, is that I have taken all of your good deeds. Just remember, if you spoke badly about me or anyone else, if you go around running your mouth, blah, 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 let's talk about other people, let's do some lashon hara and some gossip, I have now acquired everything. Your entire life's value of accumulated deeds. Let's say you gave tzedakah of $100,000 and then you go around and you speak about 10 people. Those 10 people now own everything. And when you die, you're going to say, hey, wait a second. I did all these kind things for all these other people. But you know what, buddy? You gave it all up because you wanted to accept some gossip. You wanted to gossip about other people. You wanted to talk about other people. And this goes for even small things. Let's say you're walking down the street and, I don't know, you're wearing flip-flops. And normally you don't wear flip-flops. And then somebody goes and they want to put you down. Oh, he's wearing flip-flops. I heard he's going a little bit crazy. You know, or I don't know, whatever it is. I'm just giving you an example. Do you understand that you're damaging yourself? You're damaging the fabric of community and society in general. This is an important point, and I can't stress this enough. So for both sides, if you're somebody that unfortunately for whatever reason rumors got started about you at some point, or people spoke about you, or you got divorced, or one of 100 different reasons, and people went and spoke about you, don't fret, man or lady, don't fret, because all of those people who talked about you and who feel all smug and high and mighty, those people have nothing. They have nothing. They have zero. Sure, they may have a big house. They may have a few houses. They may have a marriage. They may have this. They may be whatever it is, a principal of a school even. It can be all kinds of people. But I promise you, God is running the world. And all of those persons' merits, everything that person thinks that they have is going to you. And whether you see it or not, we have to have a world of free will. And if it was every time that I did something bad, there would be an immediate punishment that I would see, that you would see, then no one would ever do anything bad. So it has to be that you can do terrible, disgusting, evil stuff. You can be a gossip monger. You can go around speaking badly about other people. Motzei Shemra. You can go around causing chaos and arguments. You can go around hiding. Let's say Hashem gave you $1 million, okay? Or a super successful business. You're a multi-millionaire businessman. What, it was just out of nowhere he gave it to you? God gave that to you because he expects you to use the responsibility that you've been given to help others who are in a lower situation. You understand? But getting back to the main point that I want to focus on today, which is that there is a destruction of the cohesion of societies all over the place. We saw that with Trump on a national scale that everyone can understand, is that people are just against each other. Everyone's stabbing each other in the back. And I know this from a personal level that I went through crazy tragedies. And like I mentioned yesterday, I went through crazy tragedies and I found that those who you were expected to be there for you weren't there for you. But then when some nasty story about you came out, those people were eating it up like I wanted to say, and that you should have the same thing too, because mental health is important, and part of your mental health is going to be how people look at you, like your reputation. Yesterday, I made a test run, and I made a very light post to somebody on some platform, and within a minute, okay, one of their loved ones was reaching out to me. A few people say, oh, you can't say that, you can't do that. It's so funny. You can't say anything about anyone, but how many people spread gossip and talk negatively about others, or don't stand by them? Or if you're in a position of power, whether you're, like I said, a principal of a school, or you're the head of a big company, or you're in whatever position that you, with a little bit of work, a little bit of sweat, can do good for others and you don't, God expects you. There's an expectation of you to do good. And now with a new turn of the tide, Trump's coming into power, and I see that kind of as a wake-up call for the whole world that we got to really clean up the dust. We got to get serious. We're all dirty each person's got their own stupidities. Each one's got their own stuff. So I post this, friends, as a beginning of hopefully a long series of posts and classes and things, both on a professional level, on a personal level, on a community level, that I'm hoping will reach into some people's hearts to help. Stop talking gossip. Stop stabbing each other in the back, because you're the one who loses. I have hundreds of people's entire accumulated mitzvahs all the kind deeds and whatever people think of how much nice they did for other people. Well, if you did a lot of nice things for other people, but then you went and stabbed others in the back talking about them and filling up the reputation of other people in a negative way, you should know you have nothing. When you die, don't expect a beautiful olam haba. You're going to have nothing but a desert. But I'm going to have thousands of people's olam habas, because I, number one, help as much as I can, and I reject very intensively negative talk about anybody, whether they're Jewish or not, whether they're religious or not. I say, you know what, maybe that guy freaked out, maybe something happened, but there must be more to that story that I don't know. And if you do that, you should know that a God will do that as well for you, because God operates on something we call mida keneged mida, measure for measure. That if you heard something not nice and unfavorable, some nasty information about someone else, and you say, hey, wait a second, that's some nasty stuff over there, I don't know, there must be more to that story, I don't believe it, that guy's a good guy, that woman, she's a solid person. God looks at you the same way. And even if you make a mistake and you did some kind of thing, God's going to come back to you and say, hey, you know what? That guy may have made mistakes, but he looks at other people and he tries to judge them favorably. And getting back to it, this is what we need. And this is what we need to work on. We need social cohesion. We need social cohesion. We need it, and we need it badly. We need social cohesion desperately, guys. We really need to work on opening our hearts, especially in Israel, where everyone, whether you're left-wing, right-wing, religious or secular, has been running to bomb shelters day in and day and night. The last 2 weeks, the last 3 weeks, how many times at 2, 3, 4 in the morning, these crazy Houthis on their camels launching missiles at 4 in the morning, waking up million plus families. But you know, a lot of Jews in America and in other countries, they don't even know. They're just planning vacations, winter vacations, nice beautiful Lexus, nice beautiful Cadillac, whatever the story is, you know what I mean. We need to have social cohesion. We need to feel each other's pain. We need to see where we can help on a personal level, in our building, our neighborhood, in our community. Whether you're Jewish or not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Look at how the world is falling apart. Look how much hate there is. New Year's Eve, there was several different kinds of attacks, people blowing up cars in New Orleans. The world is fracturing. People are hating each other. Everyone hates each other. There's no love. I remember growing up in the 90s, there was love. Maybe I'm lying to myself, but I felt that there used to be a better time of love. People cared about each other. And what's going on now is we're getting to a point where no one cares about anybody. You just want to hear the latest gossip. Well, I want to tell you on a personal level, thank you for anyone who spoke gossip about me. Thank you for anyone who stabbed me in the back, which is really not that many people, but I'm just using it as an example. I own all of your schusim. If you're a Jew and you did mitzvahs and you learned Torah, and then you went and you talked nasty and accepted nasty reports about me, I'm telling you, when you leave this world, you will find I've taken your entire olam haba. And to anyone else who, like I said, who's gone through difficulties in life, who's had a name ruined, who's been damaged, who's been publicly embarrassed and humiliated, which happens to so many people, unfortunately, for so many different reasons these days, rest assured that God did not forget about you. And maybe in this world, you're going to find suddenly a really good job, or who knows, maybe you were supposed to break a leg walking down the street in a week, and instead someone embarrassed you, made fun of you or something, and you kept quiet, and as a result, God said, you know what? He's not going to break a leg. He's going to be fine. Nothing happened to you, so you had no idea what was going to happen. Or let's say you have a business, and a competitor was going to release a product, and you were going to lose your major client, but that didn't happen. A lot of times, we don't know that we got saved because the bad thing didn't happen. So with that, I'm going to end this. It's already 15 minutes. I'm going to go take care of my family. You got to take care of your family, but we're all one family. We're one people. We're one world. And we really got to step it up. We got to start caring about each other again. We got to stop speaking gossip. You got to stop chasing after the hot gossip. Reject the gossip. And we have to start looking with a good eye upon our neighbors. Maybe you're a left wing, a right wing, you're American, you're this, you're that, whatever the story is. It's a kind of a similar thing for everybody. We got to cut out the crap. cut out the bad behavior, and we got to really look at how we can individually step it up. All right, everybody, have an amazing, amazing day. Have an amazing, amazing night. As you can see behind me, I live in a blessed place, absolutely beautiful, and I thank God for every moment I'm here. And if you're Jewish, I hope you find a way to move in. We got plenty of buildings coming up. We got plenty of room for all the Jews. And if you're not Jew, come and visit. Israel is a wonderful place to visit. In either case, guys, have an amazing, amazing day. And I hope this gets on the platforms. I'm going to try to share where I can. And you should share with whoever you can. And let's work together to make the world a better place. Enough backstabbing. Enough hate. Enough mudslinging. Let's turn it around and talk good. And pump each other up. And help each other out. Wherever we can. Isn't that a better world? Isn't that a better world, friends? Have a great one.